We've got a fun one for you tonight. Boy, do we have a fun one for you tonight because he's with me. Every time he's with me, it's a fun one. I'm gonna let you guys join. James Finch is here. We're gonna talk about the recall effort. There's 3 weeks left to get the right number of signatures. I'm gonna show you some clips. Why many people believe Jesse Nelson needs to be recalled. But as more of you are joining us, let me thank a few sponsors.
Hand caught in the cookie jar? Sometimes bad habits continue even into adulthood. I'm El Saline, 850-215-0628. Let me help you.
Don't let back pain and neck pain get you down. Find relief at Brown Chiropractic Center on St. Andrews Boulevard in Panama City. Dr. Sherry Brown helps people heal naturally with chiropractic adjustments and deep tissue massage. Call 769-3777. So, James, you kicked off the 4th of July parade in Lynn Haven. It's a little different than the past 4th of Julys, and you've been through a whole bunch of them growing up and living your whole life in Lynn Haven. People, I was outside when a plane flew over the 4th of July Independence Day parade, and there was a big banner on this plane, James, and it said, I think it said, Mayor Recall Roberts Hall. And
Yes.
You had some folks show up. Tell us about it.
Well, we had the recall, and then, they signed the petitions at Roberts Hall. And so we started it off, on the 4th of July and decided to, talk to the people there at Independence Day Parade. And the Lynn Haven people need to know what's going on at the city. You get very low turnouts. You get very, very low emotions about what's going on there. And the mayor was just running over the people, and he portrays himself as a preacher. I've never seen a preacher do that. And he writes these letters, in Lynn Haven Living, in their little paper they put out about the commission. That he said, one of them, he says, you need to keep your finances in order. It's essential for you to keep your finances squared away to do right in the community and, stuff like that. And I said, and then the guy sends me this deal, says, hey, look at his finances. The guy declared Chapter 7. He didn't declare, in bankruptcy, you got several different bankruptcies. You can declare Chapter 11, and you get a plan to pay everybody off, and you take it to the judge and do that. Or you can file Chapter 7, say, screw all y'all, ain't paying you nothing, and leave. And that's what he did.
And came here
and run for mayor. Went to the Democratic Party in Panama City. They showed him out in Lynn Haven run for mayor. So, guys, a bunch of people wanted to say, hey, let's see about a recall. Somebody said, well, who wants to do it? Nobody wanted to put their name up. Nobody wanted to go. I said, the hell with it. Put my name up there. I'll be the chairman, and I'll pay for it. I said, I don't want your money or, whatever. I'm going to pay for it because I want the people of the city of Lynn Haven know what's going on and let them decide. Whatever they decide is fine with me, but I want to be able to show them what's happening up there.
Yeah, and one of the things that I will do is I want to show you a few clips of how Mayor Nelson comports himself during these meetings, and we do see your comments. So if you want to make comments or you have questions, I'd love to take them and have James answer, or I'll do my best to answer. But here's just an example of Mayor Jesse Nelson. I've gone over some of this before. I'll show you in more detail in a minute of Mayor Nelson and how he treats even fellow commissioners.
Now, you may forgot about it, but you said it. And so we say this again. I told you you're going to deny it. So if you deny it, you're lying. And so
I deny it. I deny it. I deny it.
You're lying. And so what happens is this is the truth coming out. This is the truth coming out. We didn't want the truth to come out. So this is the truth coming out.
And of course, he was a big defender of the vulgar and vindictive police chief. Even when the police chief got arrested, it was an administrative arrest for a hit and run after leaving a bar. He said it was personal.
At all. We say this isn't personal with Ricky Ramey. Listen, We say this isn't work personal. Again, watch this now. Now that I've said something, everybody came up and applauded Commissioner Warick for calling out Ricky Ramey on his ethics and values, but now I'm getting challenged. That's what I'm talking about, a double standard. Also, if we're talking about this isn't personal with Ricky Ramey or with city manager, in the election of 2000.
You know, I mean, these are real things, and they act like you're crazy to insist that a police chief doesn't make false arrests and break the law. I mean, it's unbelievable. Let me tell you a little bit about the recall. The recall committee has 30 days to collect 10% of the voters' signatures in Lynn Haven. They've got 3 weeks left. I don't know how many they have, but if there are, I'm just going to throw a number out. If there are 20,000 voters in Lynn Haven, registered voters, they would need at least 2,000 signatures. So it's a big undertaking, but these recall efforts throughout the state have been very successful as long as there's enough momentum and people doing the work. Let me show you the website where you can find out more as well. This is, there you have it. Here we go. It is lynnhavenrecall.com. All right, lynnhavenrecall.com. And if one of you will put a link to the Facebook recall page, people can click on that as well. It says Lynn Haven needs more than a handsome man. They deserve accountability. More than a handsome man. What?
Who said he was a handsome man?
Oh, yeah. Who said he was a handsome man, James? Let me show you.
Any of that. So no, I'm not the previous mayor. I'm actually a handsome guy. So I'm not the previous mayor at all. So we're trying to move on with our meeting.
Turns out he said it, James.
Yeah, he said it.
I mean, he just treats people, and he would say he treats the people that he likes really nice.
Oh, yes.
But he should treat everybody the same.
I would think a preacher would do that, wouldn't you?
I sure would. Yeah, and I look. I'm just gonna. First of all, he cracks me up because he's so absurd. But I call him the biggest fraud of all the elected officials in Bay County at the moment. And we've gone through many over the years. But Nelson calling himself a doctor of leadership and taking himself so seriously when he's not that bright. But at least he's had some teachable moments. I mean, he learned that you can make a spoken public record request. You remember that whole ordeal. But let's look at if there's any questions or comments about people. Jody says Jesse is so embarrassing. Gap Parker, of course, from the Beacon of Bay County, they've been doing great reporting. They say hi. Anyway, other people, thanks for all you do. And of course, he's got his supporters that aren't happy with you, James.
I understand.
Exactly. That's democracy, right?
Yeah, yes. Well, the recall, I think there's 15,300 voters, registered voters in Lynn Haven, and we get 10% or 20% people vote. I wish that they would do more than that. This recall, has got to get a couple thousand or 1,500 and 1,600 vote. And then you got another 30 days to get 5% more. And I said, well, we're going to do the recall because we're going to put this out. If the recall fails, at least I've done what I said I'd do. I would put it out and give the people something they need to see, because if they don't go to the meeting, they don't ever see this. And this is exactly what goes on at just about every meeting. You go up there, people want some accountability to ask somebody. They got a stopwatch up there the size of a suitcase, and you got 3 minutes, and he interrupts most of the time. But then when he says 3 minutes is up, he says, thank you, and you sit down. Next one, thank you, and sit down. So if you had something to tell, and it's every other week for a commission meeting, it'd take you 8 or 9 months just to have a conversation. But that's the way he's got it planned.
So, they've been so irresponsible, James. I mean, they hold citizens accountable for the law, and they're breaking the law. Before you answer, let me show you this. Somebody made a comment here. I wonder if you know this person right there.
Yes, I do.
Yep. All right, there you go. All right, so I mean, they're not following the law sometimes.
Well, the last meeting I was at, a week ago, week and a half, 2 weeks, whatever. Gap Parker got up there and read off the stuff that come out of the city hall, and they were having pole dancing in the building department in the office, and she's singing save a horse and ride a cowboy, wearing the guy's hat and tells him he loves him and all that. And they were asking Vicki about it. I said, Vicki, what's going on up here? I didn't know they had pole dancing up there. I mean, I always had to pay to get in somewhere to see one, whatever. But
maybe that's why everybody likes Vicki Gainer at City Hall.
well, I don't know. She reminds me of Al Sharpton.
She's always playing the victim, James.
Oh yeah, always.
And she has been, I mean, the stories I hear from employees about how mean she is. And
I can tell you something. I've had a lawsuit against the city of Lynn Haven that I love only because I couldn't go up there and talk to those people. They wouldn't talk to me. You got 3 minutes. So I said, okay. It took me a year and a half to get my first deposition. That was last week. Now, Vicki Gainer and the city employees and the city commissioners, all of y'all going to be able to sit down there, and I'm going to get more than 3 minutes. My lawyer's going to get a lot more than 3 minutes, and we're going to get the truth out to the people in Lynn Haven, because you don't understand just how much money was stolen up there, and they just kind of blow it off like no accountability. Look what the police chief's done, and they've spent several $1,000s on him a lawyer.
oh yeah.
I mean, come on. The city of Panama City caught 5 police officers going in the computer and finding out what they weren't supposed to find, whatever they did. But the police chief fired all 5 of them right then. Lynn Haven hired one the next week, and that brought it up, so they let him go. But anyway, there's no accountability up there. And Vicki Gainer, when Ricky had the hit and run, they told Vicki about it. Vicki hid it from the commission for 30 days. And if you hadn't put it on TV, they would have never known it. And then if I'd have been a commissioner, I said, why in the hell didn't you bring that to us? Vicki, you're responsible to bring it to this commission. And they should have fired her then.
Yeah. I was going to say, James, I got the video of the police chief's hit and run, and I couldn't believe it. I absolutely couldn't believe it. And none of the news would report it. Nobody would report it. There was a big cover up going on. And I put it on. I did a show on it, and I showed it to you. And that's how the commissioners found out about the hit and run, because I showed it. And they didn't fire Vicki, and the mayor had known about it, or at least Vicki says she knew about it for a month, James. And do you know that not a single commissioner thanked me for letting them know?
Oh no, I promise you they didn't. I want to tell you something. It's going to take X-Lax to move them up there.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. Why don't we show the people? I've been eating, and I got stuff in my teeth, James. You think I'd be better at this by now?
Yeah.
Let's show. You're not going to believe what I'm going to show you. I'm telling you, you're not. I'm going to show you a meeting, and we'll stop it and pause it, look at your comments, and listen to James's thoughts about this, because he hasn't seen this one, I don't think. This was March 12. This was March 11 of this year. And Jesse Nelson, Mayor Nelson, got a hold of Commissioner Jamie Warick down there on the bottom. And Jerry Parker, Gap Parker, went up there, and she said, look, Commissioner Warick's the only one up there trying to do the right thing, and you guys are sort of ostracized him. And Mayor Nelson, I mean, he just lays into Jamie and won't let him go, ruins the whole meeting for 10 minutes. Watch this.
Regarding facts about corruption and such, and ostracizing Commissioner Warick for speaking truth. It's in my opinion, I don't think the commission has ostracized Commissioner Warick for speaking the truth or speaking his truth or his opinion. He has, that right to express his concerns or his opinion about particular issues. So he's done that. Do you feel ostracized, Commissioner Warick?
I don't even know what to say. I don't even want to answer it because.
But someone brought it up, so.
Okay. Yeah, I do.
So why do you feel ostracized? For example, after the meetings, you dart out. Nobody rushes you out. Nobody doesn't not speak to you.
Like this right here, what you're doing right now.
Right.
I mean, there's no need for it.
No,
Hold on. You want me to answer?
No, here's the thing. Someone in the community is bringing up the fact that the four of us are ostracizing you. So
I didn't mean the four of you. You, yes.
So how am I ostracizing you?
You made accusations to me about some things.
Such as, so it has been evidence and witness that you were there, and I just asked a question.
No, you made accusation about it, but I mean, I don't think this is the forum for it, to be honest with you.
It was brought up.
No,
on
we've
this-
talked about this already.
Correct.
So,
All right. So you're right. We've talked about it. Have you then gone to the public and said,
What's crazy here is they both admit that they're talking to each other outside of meetings a lot.
hey, the mayor and I've already talked about it. Mayor has come to me on several occasions. We've already squashed it. We're moving forward.
yeah, I'm not the one that brought this up,
What I'm asking is,
and I don't go out and bring it up either.
I understand, but to those that support you,
Mhm.
have you gone back to them? Or you're right. So let your supporters know, hey, the mayor has already come to me and has already said, hey, guy,
Yeah,
Whatever's-
I just let people make their own decision.
it's
You
not,
know,
but now at this point, the public opinion is stating that we're ostracizing you. Or specifically, as you said, hey,
Right.
mayor's ostracizing you.
Right.
Though that's not what stated, it was the four, but now it's mayor's ostracizing you.
Right.
We've always had differences of opinion on various issues. That wasn't ostracizing, right? Did we have differences of opinion on the Chief Ramey situation? My only differences of opinion was, hey, let's not discuss all these things publicly because it goes on record. And if there's ever a legal matter that
Is that amazing, James? Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's not discuss these. In other words, talk about them outside of a meeting, things that they could vote on. That is a violation of the Sunshine Law.
has to happen, then that goes back to the record for that particular legal matter. That was
No-
really my
No shit.
push was, hey, I'm not saying you don't have your opinion about it,
Mhm.
but whatever we state, even as we're talking now, goes on public record.
Right.
So let's be mindful and careful of what we say.
I didn't bring it up.
So
I didn't bring it up.
your supporters brought it up.
All right. So you want me to go control all of them? Tell them, hey,
I'm
don't
not
do
saying that
this?
you
I'm
have
not. I mean, I can't.
I'm not, listen, Commissioner,
James, look at the body language of everybody. Look at Pat Perno.
Oh, yeah.
Look at the lawyer up top. Everybody's.
Look at the handsome man.
He just continues. He is such an.
This guy is not going to be able to pass the plate this building tonight.
sure, I'm not saying that you have to control your supporters. What I am saying, though, even as one of your supporters has said, that silence is complicit. Therefore, if you're not correcting the misinformation that's being spouted, then it's complicit. So the misinformation is, hey, Mayor and I have talked. After meetings, Mayor and I have talked in a parking lot. We've talked over
What?
here. When you say, hey, Mayor, I have a concern about this.
Because he knows that Sheriff Ford installed him, basically, and because he knows that Larry Bassford will only go after sunshine violations for, say, Mayor Miller or Mayor, didn't get the opportunity about Rowan, but these guys have committed serious sunshine law violations. I've shown a picture of all of them. All of them were at City Hall. It was a couple of years ago, not City Hall. They were in Tallahassee when Griff Griffiths just won the election. So the commission went to Tallahassee, took a picture, and they posted it on the Lynn Haven City page. And it said, we are having a conversation, or we are talking with our state representative about, and I don't remember what it was, but it was about an issue that was coming up for vote. They were all there talking about it outside of a meeting. I talked to a judge, and the judge told me that is absolute sunshine law violation. But of course, he knows he can do it, and that's why he talks so freely, James. I bet you wouldn't get away with it. You'd be back in Tallahassee.
Hey, I'm not going to be a politician.
All right, let's hear more of this.
We've talked.
Right. But saying that, you're implying I'm going out just spurting all this. I'm not.
I didn't. No. I didn't accuse you of that. I didn't say that. What I'm saying is
Look at Vicki.
now that that is out, and that is part of public opinion and a consensus for your supporters, then that needs to be, I would say, if you want to be a man of integrity, you need to say, hey, that's not true.
Wow.
I got to say,
The mayor and I have already.
I really jumped on Jamie's, on Commissioner Warick's ass for this. I really did. And people got upset with me. You shouldn't. But I mean, it gets worse, James. He's like a battered wife.
It gets worse.
Reconciled whatever differences we've had and are moving forward. That's what I would say. Now, again, you're your own man. You do your own thing. But if someone comes to me and says, hey, Commissioner Warick XYZ, then I'm going to say, no, that's not the case. Especially if I know it's something that is supposed to be, dividing us.
Wake up, Pat.
Intentionally.
What's that, James?
Wake up, Pat.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Look at Pat Perno. I mean, their body language, they are all so miserable.
Judy. Oh, look at Judy.
Oh, she gets mad. Yeah. But
yeah, she stayed as long as she could and she got out of there.
She really was a letdown, James. I thought she would be a lot better than that.
Well, I did too.
That's what it's here to do, is to try to say, well, all of the commissioners are against Commissioner Ward. No one's against you.
I didn't say that.
I understand that. Your supporters did.
Can you believe it?
Go see.
And you want me to go out and control all my supporters?
I'm not saying you have to control your supporters, but it's communication if we're wanting to be a unified body. But again, that's on you.
James, they're not supposed to be a unified body. They're supposed to represent the people, and disagreement is healthy up there. Jesse's saying you can't disagree.
With him.
Yeah, with him.
Well, hold on a second. So when was the last time on the commission that I've talked about Chief Ramey? It's been a while. I've let it go. Okay.
I didn't.
I've also let the other stuff go. I haven't brought that up. So you're kind of trying to turn around on me like it's like I'm responsible. Hold on.
I'm not turning it on
talk.
you.
Now let me talk. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, hold on. See, that's why we always go back and forth in debate.
Yeah, isn't that something? He talks to Jamie but here's the thing. Jamie says, I haven't been a bad boy in a long time, Jesse. That's amazing.
A man just like you. So I respect you.
No, he doesn't.
I don't yell at you. I don't get loud with you. So I'm listening.
Again, I don't think this is the right forum for this. I don't. I'm trying to let it go. I'm trying to let it go, but you're bringing it back now.
No,
I understand someone from. Okay, I'm trying to talk.
Go ahead.
Just let him talk.
I mean,
just give him 10
okay.
minutes.
Let's talk about something.
Watch
You
this.
wanna
Watch
talk
this.
about
Yeah. Watch this. Watch. Jesse turns around and scares the ever living out of poor Peebles here, Commissioner Peebles.
That wouldn't be hard.
And Sam's a heck of a nice guy, but geez, look at the whole body language. Look at Jesse and Vicki. Hey, don't speak at it. Let me continue to berate this guy. Watch this.
Let's talk
He's
about
not talking to
something.
me. He's talking to me. I got what you're saying. But he didn't say you ostracized him. He said I did. So I got it. Thank you.
I mean, yeah, someone came up here and brought it up. I don't plant that seed. I don't try to do anything. I don't play those games. And I think you know that. But I mean, you're making it turn around like this is something that I have to address and I have to say this and I don't have to say anything.
I'm not saying you have to address it. You're saying that.
I've already addressed it.
Okay.
It's done deal as far as I'm concerned. Now you're trying to bring it back up. I understand someone else brought it up, but now you're
I asked, did you feel ostracized by the four of us? You said no, that you feel ostracized by me.
correct.
And I said,
Yes.
why do you feel ostracized by me? I speak to you every time we come in.
Yeah.
Don't get a chance to speak to you after commission meeting because you leave as soon as commission
I
meeting
got
is
things
over.
to do too. I mean, if someone wants to stop and talk to me, I'll stop and talk to them. I have no problem with that. I mean,
And the reason I'm bringing it up publicly, because seemingly the private conversations or the conversations we've had outside of the meeting aren't getting to the public. Not saying that they have to go to the public.
The private conversations we are having outside the meeting, James.
Yes.
Wow. Sunshine law violation admission, and nobody does jack, and he knows nobody will do anything because he and Vicki are in on it.
Well, Vicki's sitting there as the manager. She's not said anything. I don't remember the last time she has. She sits there. Jesse bullies everybody. And I told Jamie myself, I said, Jamie, don't ever let anybody bully you into changing opinion. It's your opinion. You study it. You look around and see what you do, but don't ever let anybody bully you to change it. Only you change it after you studied and you made your own decision. This guy's a bully. That's all he is a bully.
Absolutely. And if I were on the commission, I would say, city attorney, can we have a point of order here?
Hey, if I was on the city commission, the law would have been there. Minute his ass would have been in the floor.
Yeah.
Hey, handsome man or not, his ass had been in the floor.
Metaphorically speaking, of course, Facebook. All right, let's listen to this.
Public, but seemingly that has not been communicated to the public. So therefore, this was brought up publicly. So we do need to address it publicly so that it can be stated, if nothing else, hey, the mayor and I have already talked.
Okay, mayor and me have already talked, and I've let it go.
That's not enough. That's not enough. He just humiliated himself in front of the world, and Jesse is just going to get. This is what a narcissist does. This is what a psychological bully does. Look, he has him where he wants him, and he's getting off on it. Watch look at Jesse now. He just bowed to Jesse. By the way, he's Tho Bishop's Republican of the year in Bay County. He was the Jamie Warick.
And I haven't done anything since then. I haven't,
I've been a good
brought it
boy.
up and that since that time. We had that one meeting where you made accusations. I haven't brought it up since. Have I?
Not that I recall, no.
And why are we talking about it?
Because someone brought it up.
Some of you elected officials jump in.
Exactly.
Today. Someone brought it up today. And again, that was last year, but someone brought it up today.
Well, maybe it sounds like you need to have a talk with them, not a talk with me then.
Well, I'm speaking to you because they're your supporters.
It's just unbelievable.
Again, I can't control every resident of Lynn Haven and say, you need to stop that. That's not my job. Nah. I don't understand why you're making a big deal about it.
I'm not making a big deal.
Yeah, you
about
are.
it.
Actually, you are.
Actually, I just asked the question, did you feel ostracized? And you said you feel ostracized.
And I answer the question.
What's that?
50 times.
I know. So it's going to get even hotter here. It's got about 3 minutes to go. I know it's going on a while, but I want you to see this because it's unbelievable, and it gets even more intense. Watch this.
Okay. All
right.
How do I make you feel ostracized?
All right. I'm done. I'm not talking about this anymore. No. I'm done talking about it. Okay.
I'm asking, how do I make you feel ostracized?
I'm not going to sit here and argue with you. We got a meeting. We got business to do. Okay. Let's carry on.
This is part of our business.
Come on, Vicki. Help him out.
So you isolate yourself, and that's fine.
This is amazing. This is amazing. He has to get the last word, and then he shuts him down. What? Okay, you oust yourself. That's fine. Okay, Commissioner Peebles, what do you have to say? Jamie's about to flip out.
Commissioner Peebles?
No, hold on.
No, you said you're done, Commissioner.
No. Hold on. You don't get to say that. That's not
hold
right.
on.
You know that.
Why don't I get to say that? So now
I'm not isolating myself.
Hold on.
You're making.
Now that I say something, I'm wrong. You get to say what you want to say, but now that I say something, I'm wrong. When I say, hey, address your community, address your supporters, you can't control that, but now you want to control what I say.
No, you're making it out to something that it's not to be. That's not it. You're making it sound like, oh, you're going to isolate yourself.
One more minute.
No,
here.
that's not what I'm doing. What you're doing is you're making everybody feel uncomfortable. You're making a big deal out of something that I thought was a done deal.
It was a done deal until supporters people brought it up today. I thought we had moved on from it.
Yeah,
Mr. Mayor, let's move on, please.
I agree. I think,
We
I mean,
will.
do you
I mean,
guys all
now.
agree? Let's carry on.
So that's the mayor of Lynn Haven, James.
I have not seen this. You know, you told me I hadn't seen it. But
Yeah.
that's embarrassing. You know,
Yeah.
it's absolutely embarrassing.
10 minutes they went on doing that.
Now he's going to leave this job and go be a preacher here in a few minutes.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. The guy is not a leader and he's not honest. He's a bully.
He is. He's one of the biggest bullies I've ever seen.
He is sitting right there. Vicki sat there. They voted to give her more money than the governor makes. He makes 140, and I think she's 166. She's made over $100,000 worth of advancement since she's been there between Michael White and him. He offered, or he recommended giving her a $45,000 raise, but he gives her They give him $750 to drive her car.
Yeah, she has so she makes what, $166,000 a year, free insurance, and a $750 car allowance a month.
And she made him sign a contract. If she gets fired and it's 5-0, she gets 10 or 12 weeks, and it's 3-0, she gets 15 weeks. She's got it, whatever. She promoted the Martin Luther King Day, spent a bunch of money on promoting that. Then she complained about, she got paid for the holiday, but she complained about working on the Martin Luther King holiday, which she decided to do. So I think they wrote her a $1,500 overtime check.
It's like the Hunger Games in there. It's like
when a guy's on salary all my life, when he had to put in extra, he just put in extra. But he got paid when it rained, when everybody else had to go home. So it's give and take.
They took pride in their work, James.
Yes, this right here is awful.
So I wanted to again show you the website. It is lynnhavenrecall.com. Lynnhavenrecall.com. Now you can, if you're a Lynn Haven voter, you really and you disagree with what you saw, you really need to sign the petition, because they got 3 weeks to get something like nearly 2,000 signatures. 3 weeks to go. You can click on that red box. It says click here to register for a petition. They will draw. You've got folks, James, that are driving petitions to people's homes, making it easy.
Yes. I mean, they can go by Phoenix Construction 40 hours a week. It's open, but we're going to have special events at Roberts Hall and different places, and we'll post them on the website. We'll have some door to door, and we're going to try and do this. But, this is what I wanted to get out to the people seeing what they do. And now they've got the option to recall him. This guy could run again, but it would open it up for somebody else to take his place. That's what I want to see happen. And if they recall him and he runs and wins, so be it.
Right.
But
Yep, absolutely. Somebody's got to do something, and you don't always win. And to me, it's not about that. It's do your part. And James, I don't think people, I guess I do. A lot of people know that you grew up here, and look, I've learned so much about you going to these trials and hearings. And what I learned was you won these bids because you had the lowest bid. And part of the reason is you're here in Lynn Haven. These were big jobs. All your tractors were here. You could beat a big contractor down south because they had to drive all their stuff up here. You're here. You won the bids. But what I didn't know about you until a lot of people told me, and then I found out it was true, is you get the jobs done right. You get the jobs done on time or early, and you get the jobs done under budget. And it was unanimous votes, every vote, when you were the low bidder. If you weren't the low bidder, you didn't get the job.
That's right.
If you're the low bidder, and the attorney and the city manager over the years said they're the low bidder, we recommend it,
Well,
you got it done.
hey,
And people don't know that.
Well, my suit with the city of Lynn Haven was, I had a contract with them, and Vicki did away with it. And then we bid a job, and I was $285,000 lower than the lowest bidder, the next lowest bidder. So she tells the engineer, says, we're not going to do that. Say it's over budget. So he said, well, we can adjust it because each street is so much money. So you take out 3 streets, 4 streets, you can get it anywhere you want to. Yeah, but we got to deal with James. Said, okay. Well, you fix it where we can't deal with James. And they did. So they took some of the roads out. They bid it again. I go to get the bid documents, and they've changed the bid documents where I wouldn't qualify. I've done 20 miles in Lynn Haven, since we did the half-cent sales tax. I was the chairman of the Bay County Contractors Association. We raised $90,000. They were going to raise everybody's property tax. So we raised $90,000, put it on a referendum on a half-cent sales tax. In the beach, and all the tourists would pay over 60% of that. So we got it passed, and so we get the county several millions of dollars, all the cities to fix these roads. No property increase. And so Vicki awards these. I got the contract for it, and she give out several jobs while my contract with them was laying there. So I'm sitting there just watching. So then I finally file suit. So she took the job I was $285,000 low on. She put it back out where I wouldn't qualify. They took out 5 roads, 4 or 5 roads, whatever it was, bid it out, and it come in $345,000 higher than I'd have done all the roads for. And she awarded the job to another contractor. And so with that and the roads that they got to put back in another contract, she took $500,000, or maybe a little more, maybe a little less, approximately $500,000 of the people's money, and just threw it out, just to get back at me because I told them she was unqualified to do this job.
That's listen, I'm going to, when the time is right and the mood is proper, as Sammy Davis Jr. like to say, I am going to tell this story because it is unbelievable. I'm telling you, it's unbelievable. City Manager Vicki Gainer cost the city of Lynn Haven $500,000 out of her petty dislike of James Finch and Phoenix Construction. James, one thing that my sweetheart, Sarah Moon, always points out to me is she says, Bernie, do you understand? She always starts off, Bernie, do you understand? You see, James. And I always say, not until you tell me, honey.
That's right.
Right. So she says, James is pre-approved by DOT for such a high amount of money that it's like, if there's a big job, you've got so many advantages and you make it so much easier for municipalities in the county. Will you explain what she's trying to tell me?
Well, see, the DOT does more work than anybody. So the gas tax and everything else, they pre-qualify all the contractors for the cities and the counties in the whole state of Florida. They tell you how much you can do and what classes you can work in by your experience. I think my bid amount with the state of Florida is $275 million. I'm classified in major bridge, the intermediate bridge, all roads, concrete, asphalt, whatever. I got all the qualifications. And so Vicki and them found one and wrote out. So the DOT wrote them a letter, or told the city of Lynn Haven to take that out. They didn't take it out. They said, Vicki Gainer wrote me a check. I had a $60,000 bill one time. They wrote me 3 checks. I took it back, second one back, the third one, I go up there and ask them what the hell is going on. I've got paid 3 times.
I wonder how many people got paid 3 times and cashed them all.
Well, you're talking about that. I'll show you.
Yeah, let's look at it. Yeah, you can hold these up. Let me see if I can hold it up, James, and you can kind of tell us what it is. So this is
a copy of the check that the city of Lynn Haven did for ECS. ECS was erosion control one. The $4.9 million that was paid out on false invoices was paid to this company.
I'm going to hold it like this so people can see it while you talk.
Okay, well, so you see on 11/12, they put an invoice in for $527,000 for cleaning the cemetery. The next day, on 11/13, they put an invoice in for $332,387. A week before, they put in $428,000. So the total amount was $1,288,000 in 7 days for some labor work. Vicki said she didn't have anything to do with debris. Vicki, they didn't have a debris contract. Remember?
You'd think the FBI would have figured this out, James, before they indicted you.
Yeah, but I said, and then, if they were hauling debris, it took 66,000 truckloads. But the problem was they didn't have any trucks, Vicki.
Unbelievable.
Didn't have no trucks. But
well, that might be a little oversight. But
Lynn Haven had a CPA auditor helping them through the process of all the corruption, confusion in the city of Lynn Haven. Jay Moody, a real reputable guy, he told them, says, do not pay this. We don't have, it's in the court documents. I got all the information. They don't want to see it. I've tried to show it to them. They don't want to see it. So of the $1,288,000, that's a lot of work to do in 7 days. Labor work. I mean, I've never seen that. But anyway, they finished on 11/13. 7 days they did $1.2 million. Then they go to have a meeting, and Mr. Moody says, we cannot pay these bills. This is in the record. Says we cannot pay these bills. We don't have the backup to pay these bills. So he gets Michael White gets up. A few minutes later, he goes processes a check for $1,288,888. So the same day, he gives the check to his buddy Vicki White. He cashes a check and he buys his house for $300,000.
I mean,
out of that, and
James, if they were looking for a quid pro quo, if they were looking for something in close in proximity to the deal, it was hours later.
Yeah, a few hours later.
Wow.
$300,000 he give for his house. Then he goes up and he said, well, listen, you got somebody in the house. I want the people out of it. I need the house. So he has the Lynn Haven police officers go up there on Highway 20 and run those people out of the house.
Out of jurisdiction?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Chief Ramey?
Yeah. Well, I don't know just who was Lynn Haven police. I wouldn't doubt it was him because they were big buddies, but the Lynn Haven police did go up there and run the people out of the house. He got the house.
You want to talk about any of these? It's one. It's not another one.
$1,288,000. The $527,000 was for cleaning the cemetery up. And I thought, that's hell, they must have changed out the vaults because they don't have any trees in the cemetery. But they wouldn't pick. But anyway, that's just one thing. But what I want to do, Vicki, I hope you're watching this, and I hope to do this check number 74,667. I want to know, we're fixing to call this check. I want public records. I want the check. I want to see who signed it. Vicki, you're in trouble.
Which one is this here?
This is a check number 74,4667. This is a copy of the ledger, but it's not the check that was written. So I want to see the written check. And if she was sitting there and then goes up there 30 minutes later, 40 after Mr. Moody's gone, and she signs that check, I want to hear what she's got to say. I don't care what the mayor has to say.
Would there be a second signer on that check?
Well, if there's not two signers there, then they need to fix that because, if they let Michael White sign $1,288,000 check by himself, you can find out what a thief will do.
Wow. Unbelievable. Look, I want to take just a second here and thank. It's about to be a lot of shows, and you're not going to believe it. But I do want to thank, of course, a few people like the Unknown Patriot. Thank you for your support, and of course, also want to thank those of you who throw a tip in the tip jar on Patreon at patreon.com/Bernie Thompson. It matters a lot. It's easy, it's anonymous, and you can quit at any time. It's called crowdfunding, and I couldn't do this without you. Also, if you're subscribed to the weekly email newsletter, you'll see all the shows and the Facebook posts in one email every Friday. It's free, 20 seconds, bernie.substack.com. It is a way that you don't miss anything. All right, James, any final thoughts here? And you can come back on anytime because I got a feeling you're going to have some more news soon.
Well, I hope so. I finally got the first depositions of this case this last week after a year and a half, and all the appeals. Don't nobody want to come sit down in front of the camera with their hand up. So now we're looking for Vicki to come do her deposition. We've asked for Vicki and some of the leaders in Lynn Haven to come up there. And so if they don't, the lawyers kind of not telling us or say get back with us and the whole deal. So we're going to give them to next Friday, and then we're going to subpoena them and go see the judge. But it's time for some accountability up there. And all I want is the citizens up there to be treated right. And this shouldn't happen anywhere. And there are some shows of the meetings that is worse than the one you've seen there.
Yeah.
I mean, with Jesse, Jesse comes out and he accuses Jamie Warick of 4 or 5 years ago saying something on the Facebook about
Kaepernick, the old football player.
Yeah. And they get in a big row about that, just about fight, But anyway,
basically, Jesse was saying you're a racist, is essentially what he was doing.
Well, he brought it up, and I believe that was on YouTube, June the 25th of 2024.
Yes,
And
yes. Of 2024, yeah.
And that's a good one to look up on YouTube. But I want the citizens to sign that petition if they want to. We're going to have them sign for the next 3 weeks. Just call, stop by, whatever. We'll come to your house and get them, and we'll try and make that work and recall Jesse. And if he wants to run again, he's more than welcome, but we're going to try and get some accountability because he's stopping everything going. He thinks that the city should let everything go with what there's 2 bad apples that's still there, and they're in the drum. And so that means all of us will be rotting for long. But pole dancing up there the last couple of weeks in the
city hall.
At the city hall.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, James. The way they treat the people, I'm just glad to see people stand up. I'm just glad to see people stand up and basically just say,
"This will not stand." This aggression will not stand, man.
No, absolutely not. It's not when you got airplanes flying over the parade that say that was the greatest thing ever. That say, recall the mayor. All right, James, we'll let the people go. Yes. And thank you as always for spending time. And
thank you, Bernie. It's hard to get this out. When I come up, you had a newspaper you read every day and didn't have the Facebook and the computer stuff and all. So,
well, wait a minute. WMBB used to always want to talk to you, James. Haven't they been? Wait a minute. I remember they always wanted to talk to you, James. They always talked about you. And as the counts kept falling until the whole persecution was exposed, they're not trying to talk to you about the recall?
No, they've not mentioned it. I don't think they know what's going on. They haven't seen the ball since the kickoff.
All right. They haven't seen the ball since the kickoff. All right. With that, I'm going to head out of here. Thank you so much for being with us, and I will talk to you soon.